Well, I was born a vampire when my mother, she was bitten. And she seemed so relieved when I blood drained my first kitten. For when she had to nurse me, well, it got a little nippy. And so she tried a formula of cow's blood mixed with Skippy with a flap of leather wings. I am a fly-by-night, I am a fly-by-night, and you can be one too. I was a sort of half-breed, for it wasn't me 'twas bitten. The sun couldn't kill me, so it seemed only fittin' that I'd be sent to school where I became the teacher's pet. But when I slipped that leash and chain, they found to their regret that with a flap of leather wings, I am a fly-by-night, I am a fly-by-night, and you can be one too. I finished up my schooling, though we changed schools very often. In woodshop I surprised to teach by building my first coffin. Biology enthralled me and the circulatory system. And when the teach taught typing blood, I almost could have kissed him with a flap of leather wings. I am a fly-by-night, I am a fly-by-night, and you can be one too. My college days were happy and my knowledge grew extensive. But cash was short, for rare blood types they get so darned expensive. I organized a blood drive and got volunteers aplenty. The Red Cross got 15 fresh pints each time I siphoned 20 with a flap of leather wings. I am a fly-by-night, I am a fly-by-night, and you can be one too. Well, now I'm out among you, and I run a diet clinic. I drain away their weight in blood until they look anemic. But now it's time to leave, because there almost was a riot. Besides, you risk your health by living on a high-fat diet with a flap of leather wings. I am a fly-by-night, I am a fly-by-night, and you can be one too.
An old folk singer sat and played late one night at a con. Most everyone had left for bed, but he played on and on. When suddenly before his eyes he saw a wild display of 20,000 long-eared pups engaged in frantic play. Hibble-a-hey, hiddle-o-no. Those puppies in the sky. They ran and jumped and did the things that puppies always do. Yipped and nipped and slobbered and they pedaled on his shoe. Their ears were long and floppy and their eyes were brown and sad. Quite frankly, that much cuteness was enough to drive him mad. Kibble-a-hey, riddle-o-no. Those puppies in the sky. Then panic overtook him as they romped about the room. For he recognized their keepers and he heard the crack of doom. They were legendary filkers, some of Vesta's favorite sons. Strong and hard, each one of them kill puppies by the ton. Kibble-a-hey, riddle-o-no. Those puppies in the sky. The filkers' eyes were bloodshot and their shoes were soaked clear through. 1,000 puppies make a lot of puppy doo. And they gotta keep moving as they pay for all their crimes by keeping hell well covered with the Sunday New York Times. Those puppies in the sky. And as the vision faded, he heard one call out his name. If you would like to save yourself from this infernal game, then filter what your lyrics are. With us you'll have to stoop to paper train the devil hounds and shovel puppy poop. Kibble-a-hey, fiddle-o-no. Those puppies in the sky. Those puppies in the sky.
Beware of the sentient chili which burbles away on your stoves. The peppers are silently plotting with legumes, tomatoes, and cloves. At night, when you're comfortably sleeping and lie unaware in your beds, the vegetables plan insurrection. The lettuce are seeking new heads. It may start with slight indigestion from underdone turnip cake crumbs. Frustration in several world leaders whose rice seems to stick to their gums. In kitchens across every nation, the tiniest things will go wrong. The plot of the sentient chili strikes Moscow and Rome and Hong Kong. The casserole, spinach, and cheesecake lend quiet support to the scheme. The nerves of a planet are stretched thin, while tempers start slowly to steam. Still none see the grand machinations, now tilting world balance awry. The stage set for final disaster, the chili sits back with a sigh. Then one day the conflict is started by generals whose lunches were odd. The mushrooms rejoice as their brothers stalk city to city like God. When dust and all clamor are settled, there's not a soul left from the fray. The sentient chili just chuckles and happily simmers away.
I was fast asleep late one lazy afternoon when my daughter slammed the back door and ran into my room. Out of breath, her brown eyes shone, excited she was not alone. She said, "Look what followed me home, look what followed me home." I looked and blinked again, speechless with surprise. Beside her sat a dragon, roughly half her size, with golden horns arms and velvet wings, long pointed tail and billowing smoke rings.
He just followed me home. Look what followed me home. Can I keep him home, Mom? Can I keep him, please? He really, really likes me and he only eats bugs and weeds. Can I keep him home, Mom? Can I keep him pretty, please? He won't be any trouble and dragons don't have fleas.
Well, I don't know, I whispered in a state of shock. Wherever did you find him? She said,
Sleeping by a rock. He looks so sad and hungry too. I fed him leaves, what could I do? Then he just followed me home, Mom. He just followed me home.
I looked at her askance at the dragon with a frown. As he started walking toward me, head slightly hanging down. He fixed me with a soulful eye, wagged his mighty tail and sighed.
He just followed me home, Mom. He just followed me home. Can I keep him home, Mom? Can I keep him, please? He really, really likes me and he only eats bugs and weeds. Can I keep him home, Mom? Can I keep him pretty, please? He won't be any trouble and dragons don't have fleas.
Well, I gave in as mothers will. A kid should have a pet. There are no dragon license fees or visits to the vet. He's not particular where he drinks and he eats the trash beneath the sink. Still, I'm glad he followed her home. Yes, I'm glad he followed her home. Since Woof came to live with us, we've lost a few antiques. He's clumsy and too playful, and he sings in off-key squeaks. He breathes no fire, yet all beware, 'cause dragon kisses curl your hair. Still, I'm glad he followed her home. Yes, I'm glad he followed her home. Can I keep him home, Mom? Can I keep him, please? He really, really likes me and he only eats bugs and weeds. Can I keep him home, Mom? Can I keep him pretty, please? He won't be any trouble and
Dragons don't have fleas.
that's true. Dragons don't have fleas.
Now there's a 500-pound mouse walking down the streets of the city. £500-pound mouse walking down the streets of the city. Walking down them alleyways, he say, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty." There's a 500-pound canary bird walking down the city street. 500-pound canary bird wearing a black leather jacket, carrying chains, army combat boots, Harley Davidson, reach wing, and a tattoo. Well, you do that in the blues. And walking down the city streets. Walking down the alleyways, looking right at the mouse. He say, "Tweet, tweet, where that putty tap?" I got the 500-pound mouse blues, 500-pound mouse, if you please. "500-pound mouse blues, 500-pound mouse, if you don't please." I got an attitude. I got several attitudes. They're only small. Now, how come a 500-pound mouse can have the blues? Let me explain. You thought it rhymed with cheese, didn't you? Ha ha. Now you gotta imagine a 500-pound mouse walking south on Central Avenue, squashing cars, knocking over garbage cans, eating small animals, little bitty kids, scaring hell out of the fuzz, thinking he's a refugee from a Japanese Rodan monster movie. Walks around the corner of the building, thinking he's the biggest, meanest, ugliest, nastiest thing on the face of the earth. Walks smack on the tail of an 8,000-pound cat wearing Hell's Angels colors. Oops! That'll give a 500-pound mouse a lot of blues real fast. Now that's the tale of the 500-pound mouse. 'Cause that's just about all the cat left. It was messy. We gonna take the tail of the 500-pound mouse, we gonna hang it right up yonder on the shelf as a souvenir. You want any more of this here silly little song? You go home, you sing it to yourself.
King Ronald the Good rules a faraway land. His subjects are noble and brave. He orders them round with a sweep of his hand, but somehow they never behave. When Ronald the Good feels like starting a war, they tell him to go back to bed. When tax breaks for rich folks are what he adores, they tell him to go soak his head. But everyone loves King Ronald the Good, his heart made of gold and his head made of wood. The sun always shines and the bluebirds all sing in the kingdom that knows what to do with a king. When Ronald the Good sent Marines to Beirut, they stopped when they got to Club Med. They learned how to swim, forgot how to shoot, not one of them came back home dead. When Ronald the Good wanted lasers in space, they went and examined his head. They gave him a slingshot, a real can of mace, and a Flash Gordon ray gun instead. But everyone loves King Ronald the Good, his heart made of gold and his head made of wood. The sun always shines and the bluebirds all sing in the kingdom that knows what to do with a king. King Ronald the Good threw his Teflon away. It never kept egg off his face. He's giving up politics, starting today. His speechwriter left in disgrace. Now Ronald the Good sits warming his throne, and he smiles a broad smile for TV. If we had a king who would leave us alone, oh, what a great land this would be. Oh yes, we all love King Ronald the Good, his heart made of gold and his head made of wood. The sun will shine bright and the bluebirds will sing as soon as we learn what to do with a king. The sun will shine bright and the bluebirds will sing as soon as we learn what to do with a king.
She came through the front door of a bar room off Broadway, a lady all battered and blue. She tripped on a bar stool, fell over a table, and lost her last earring and shoe. She was a looker and no New York hooker, a ringleted blondie for sure. She was wide-eyed and frightened, what happened by night end would soon have me taking the cure. For then the front door of this off-Broadway barroom was smashed by a huge hairy fist. A shaggy arm shoved in and overturned tables and busted the bar with its wrist. It grabbed up the girlie whose hair was so curly and dragged her right out of the door. My ears were ringing, but I swear I heard singing in a deep-throated anthropoid roar. You picked a bad time to leave me, Fay Ray. New York's in an uproar and there's planes on their way. We've had some bad times and we've shared some sad times, but I thought that we'd see our day. You picked a bad time to leave me, Fay Ray. The ape strolled down Broadway and smashed a few autos with the lady clutched tight in his fist. He looked all around for a building to climb on. The Empire stood high on his list. He climbed past the 5th floor, the 9th floor, the 12th floor, and at the top surveyed the town. Biplanes were flying and King Kong was crying to his girl as he put her down. You picked a bad time to leave me, Fay Ray. New York's in an uproar and there's planes on their way. We've had some bad times and we've shared some sad times, but I thought that we'd see our day. You picked a bad time to leave me, Fay Ray. The planes started shooting, the crowds were all rooting for the Army Air Corps to win. He smacked down one biplane, but there were too many. He started to wobble and spin. Down 100 stories he plunged to the sidewalk. The beast fell by beauty at last. Fay Ray was sobbing, her poor heart was throbbing, for Kong had her heartstrings held fast. You picked a fine time to leave me, King Kong. I played hard to get, now I see I was wrong. I really fell for your gorilla yell for a primeval lust all night long. You picked a fine time to leave me, King Kong.
Since he
it to the race. I thought I raised you well. I didn't want you following his footsteps through the stars. Now you're gone, I'm left with just the memory of your pain. I know your father grieves, for today he cried with me, even though I know the choice was yours, my child. I want to blame him, so I know it's that was you wish. There's no one I can count on to see me through this run. Farewell, my only son. Your spirit wanders through the vast and lonely stars. I wish that I could see you just once more to say goodbye. I'll always love you so, and one day I am sure we'll be together once again. Until that time arrives, I will remember you and cry. Farewell, my only son. Your spirit wanders through the vast and lonely stars. I wish that I could see you just once more to say goodbye.
They're returning through space, seeking songs of a race that was friendly, but now had gone silent. Killer apes roamed the seas. They'd come down from their trees, so they feared that the end had been violent. So they came to the blue world and called for their friends. Answer the call, answer the call. And almost in passing they silenced the men, but no whales played free in the harbor. Free in the harbor. For years we did not hear their song. Free in the harbor, for they had been hunted and now they were gone. Mankind hardly missed them except for a few. Answer the call, answer the call. When the summons rang out, men knew not what to do, and the whales played free in the harbor. They're returning through space, court-martials to face, for the needs of the one have been mastered. Spock deciphers the call. They break time's dark wall as they seek to prevent a disaster. Though their borrowed ship shuddered and shook with the strain, answer the call, answer the call. They would see in the 80s if any remained, but no whales played free in the harbor. Free in the harbor, or rather a pair in a tank. Free in the harbor, they'd soon be released and the budget's to thank. Now Gracie knows logic and holds no ill will. Answer the call, answer the call. A trip to her future our needs for to fill, and the whales played free in the harbor. They're returning through space, satisfied that this place still has whales and the future looks brighter. But an ending so pat requires blue screen and math, and we all know an answer that's righter. For if we don't hunt them but help them survive, answer the call, then Gracie could stay here with friends all alive, and the whales play free in the harbor. Free in the harbor. The humpbacks are sporting again. Free in the harbor, untroubled by comings and goings of men, who once did pursue them as oil from the sea. Haul it away, there's still time to find out what friends they could be, and have whales play free in the harbor. Free in the harbor again.
Our ship waits on the launching pad. Control has signaled all clear. Our engines ignite and we take flight. We're bound for the high frontiers. We're bound for the high frontier. We're bound for the high frontier. Oh, who will leave us gravity? Come with me to the high frontier. Above the edge of earth I stand and cast a wishful eye back to the face of my birthing land, then out where my future lies. And now I face a wondrous scene as curves away from sight. Here on L5 I wonder yet at the marvels of space flight. We're bound for the high frontier. We're bound for the high frontier. Oh, who will leave us gravity? Come with me to the high frontier. And with man's boundless technology, we gave the darkness life. We made our world enclosed in steel, away from earth's pain and strife. Now my gaze returns within our home beyond the skies. This achievement now swells us with pride, as it will throughout our lives. We're bound for the high frontier. We're bound for the high frontier. Oh, who will leave us gravity? Come with me to the high frontier. We're bound for the high frontier. We're bound for the high frontier. Oh, who will leave us gravity? Come with me to the high frontier.
We sailed the seas to tame a new world. We crossed the mountains and the prairies of the western frontier, driven by a restless spirit, stirring deep in the soul of the eternal pioneer. Scaled the walls of the atmosphere. We broke the bonds of gravity and roared into space, walked on the moon, contoured the planets through electronic sensors, sent in our place. Astra to the stars, infinity's frontier, calls to the soul of the eternal pioneer. We dream of spaceships and other new worlds, of galactic adventure, but a wish cast in time. Imagination feeds a spirit longing to leave the fiction behind. And now it's on to the stars. When will we go? On to the stars, we want to know what lies beyond our own yellow sun. At Astra to the stars, infinity's frontier, calls to the soul of the eternal pioneer. At Astra to the stars, infinity's frontier, calls to the soul of the eternal pioneer.
The launch cannon thunders, the pilot beam burns. The command says she's tracking, the big mirror turns. The main beam roars out, and the plume reaches high, and our lasers are sending out life to the sky. There's a shell down hole ready, we load her up fast, with 5 tons of ice for the lasers to blast. A clear ton of payload she lifts at 10 Gs, and in 5 minutes flat she'll be orbiting free. And the launch cannon thunders, the pilot beam burns. Command says she's tracking, the big mirror turns. The main beam roars out, and the plume reaches high, and our lasers are sending out life to the sky. The spacers get the glory, the spacers get the pay, but their steel and their air comes from us every day. They may look down their noses at us on the ground, but they're all unemployed if our lasers shut down. And the launch cannon thunders, the pilot beam burns. Command says she's tracking, the big mirror turns. The main beam roars out, and the plume reaches high, and our lasers are sending out life to the sky. Now the rocket men boast of the fires they ride, of their great clumsy candles with people inside. Let them fly limousines, we've no time for that here. We lift more in 3 days than they'll carry all year. Launch cannon thunders, the pilot beam burns. Command says she's tracking, the big mirror turns. The main beam roars out, and the plume reaches high, and our lasers are sending out life to the sky. From the beam crews on down to the loaders below, we work like the devil till the launch boss shouts go. Then the deep-throated roar of a 1,000,000,000-watt beam shakes deep in our bones and takes root in our dreams. And the launch cannon thunders, the pilot beam burns. Command says she's tracking, the big mirror turns. The main beam roars out, and the plume reaches high, and our lasers are sending out life to the sky. last shell lifts out, the plume drifts away. We greet the next shift and go home for the day. But the big laser's building to lift out a man, and we'll ride our own beams just as soon as we can. The launch cannon thunders, the pilot beam burns. Command says she's tracking, the big mirror turns. The main beam roars out, and the plume reaches high, and our lasers are sending out life to the sky. Yes, our lasers are sending out life to the sky.
I once loved a sailor, once a sailor loved me. He was not a sailor who sailed on the wide rolling sea. He sailed in an airship, free as a bird on the wing. And every Sunday evening he'd sail past my window and sing.
Oh, come take a trip in my airship. Come let us sail to the stars. Come let us fly off to Venus. Come take a trip around Mars. No one will see when we're kissing. No one will know when we spoon. Come take a trip in my airship, and we'll visit the man in the moon.
One night while sailing away from the star crowds, we passed through the Milky White Way. While idly drifting and watching the clouds, he asked me if I'd name the day. Just by the dipper I gave him my heart, the sun shone on our honeymoon. We vowed to each other we never would part, and we teach all our babies this tune.
Oh, come take a trip in my airship. Come let us sail to the stars. Come let us fly off to Venus. Come take a trip around Mars. No one will see when we're kissing. No one will know when we spoon. Come take a trip in my airship, and we'll visit the man in the moon. Oh, come take a trip in my airship. Come let us sail to the stars. Come let us fly off to Venus. Come take a trip around Mars. No one will see when we're kissing. No one will know when we spoon. Come take a trip in my airship, and we'll visit the man in the moon. Up ship, hear the astronauts cry. Up ship, our departure is nigh. When the jets start to roar, press you down to the floor. We'll be gone for a comet's age, and not a microsec more. Up ship, hear the astronauts cry. Up ship, our departure is nigh. Clearing atmosphere now, deep space beckons our bow. Out past Mars to the unknown stars, to conquer space is our vow. Up ship, hear the astronauts cry. Up ship, our departure is nigh. Space is deep, cold, and black. Earth still beckons us back. New worlds call, but their glories pall, and ever homeward we'll track. Up ship,
hear the astronauts cry, up ship, our departure is nigh, up ship.
On the seas in ages past, when men worked before the mast, there were hazards of a supernatural kind. Giant serpents in the deep, sirens singing you to sleep, Flying Dutchmen that would creep up from behind. And both boats and planes got tangled in Bermuda's strange triangle when it had the Caribbean in a vice grip. Yes, they had their aggravations when it came to navigation. Now we've got the phantom garbage barge of Islip. In a small town on Long Island, people watched the garbage pile and knew they'd have to think of something pretty soon. For they'd made a regulation to avoid contamination, with their landfill quickly running out of room. Then up spoke Captain St. Pierre, and no bolder man was there. For your problem there's an elegant solution. Pile the stuff up on a barge, we may need one rather large, and I'll haul away this town's excess pollution. So he hauled away for Moorhead, but the people there were soreheads, and Islip's extra trash they quickly banned. So he made for New Orleans, though the crew was turning green, but they called the guard and would not let him land. Heading south for Yucatan, Islip's floating garbage can caused a fuss of international proportions. And it seemed that no one sane that poor orphaned trash would claim without the threat of blackmail or extortion. When last seen by human eyes, shrouded in a cloud of flies, the break of day was heading out to sea. Whether east or south or west, nowhere could it come to rest, and it wanders now for all eternity. But the sailors, so they say, sometimes smell from far away a ghostly reek of something dead and rotten. And while that breath of fetid air tells the fate of St. Pierre, his endless quest will never be forgotten. But that barge is not alone, lots of waste can find no home, and it stinks, corrodes, and glows while it is waiting. But the ones who make the mess just don't think ahead, I guess, and it piles up while they are hesitating. So if you're on the Atlantic and you find that life is frantic, think you'll go off sailing for a nice trip. Just remember to be wary of the doom the waves can carry, and avoid the phantom garbage barge of Islip. A strange little sweet shop just opened, with wares guaranteed to amaze. Dark chocolate with fine liqueur filling, milk chocolate delighting your gaze. Hovering off near the counter, obscured by the overhead glare, a slender dark man there is watching as you pick out your chocolate with care. He's so understanding to talk to, so he knows what obsessions are like. Since everyone works in the daytime, he keeps his shop open all night. If you come in after midnight, or you should linger alone, he'll offer to share a sweet secret. You'd be better off going home. his chocolates. He'll ask if he might have a bite. His century-old chocolate obsession makes you this vampire's delight. So all of you chocolate lovers, beware as you stroll through the night, nibbling your kisses and truffles, for he sometimes steps out for a bite.
God made the mud, part of which is me. Nice going, God, don't you all agree? When man asked God what the purpose be, God told man, think one up, you see. And man, he went away and wasted their lives on sophistry, dogma, and lies, friend. Sophistry, dogma, and lies. See the cat, see the cradle, see the grand falloon. Hear the earth die with a great ah-woo. What's it all mean? Well, you know damn well it really doesn't mean a thing, friend. You know it doesn't mean a thing. And man was proud of the mud coal man, since he was left to make the master plan. So off in circles our fathers ran, together, together, the human clan, into meaningless unions of wishes and air, like any nation, anytime, anywhere, friend. Any nation, anytime, anywhere. See the cat, see the cradle, see the grand falloon. Hear the earth die with a great ah-woo. What's it all mean? Well, you know damn well it really doesn't mean a thing, friend. You know it doesn't mean a thing. The things men did to their fellow man, in the name of this I can't understand. The effort spent on a fruitless plan has not done a damn bit of good for man. But don't ask me why it still goes on today. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, friend. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. If it's God you want, that's fine with me. Go ahead, make one up, it's free. Believe what you want, it's your life, you see. Just don't try to tell me what I should be. And don't try to sell me a final plan. It's a fraud on your fellow man, friend. It's a fraud on the mud-cold man. See the cat, see the cradle, see the grand balloon. Hear the earth die with a great ah-woo. What's it all mean? Well, you know damn well it really doesn't mean a thing, friend. You know it doesn't mean a thing.
have seen your face through too many tears. I have loved you in the good times and the bad. Never regretted all the moments that we've had. I knew the day I met you that someday you would go to ride upon a starship to the sky. But a starship is a large ship, and the building time is slow, and lovin' never asks the reason why. Such an odd couple, a woman bound for space, and a broken down guitarist with pain etched in his face. Was it pain that brought you to me? It was love that made you stay, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I have loved you for too many years. I have seen your face through too many tears. I have loved you in the good times and the bad. Never regretted all the moments that we've had. The years passed by so quickly as the starship slowly grew, a tiny point of light low in the sky. You knew there'd be no place for me there in the starship's crew. You turn your face away and start to cry. Nothing fair about it, and I cannot bid you stay. The pain I see within you is the pain you took away. I kiss your tears so gently, 'cause I love you more each day, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I have loved you for too many years. I have seen your face through too many tears. I have loved you in the good times and the bad. Never regretted all the moments that we've had. I knew the day I met you that the stars had called your name, a call that I would not have you deny. Though you are departing, I will love you just the same. Follow your dream into the sky. I have loved you dearly, and your love has made me strong. So let us heal each other, and new love will come along. Mine will find me here on Tera, yours out in the Milky Way, and I wouldn't have it any other way. No, I wouldn't have it any other way.
"25 years I lived in one city. There was so much to learn there, and so much to do. People I love, and who gave their love to me. But I swear there was no one like you. And all the goodbyes that caught in my throat, all the songs sung in a sorrowful note, the pain of the leaving, the grieving to go, were worth it to hear your hello. And I love this whole wonderful country, and I'm working to make get along. But of all the fine people I met since I came, it's you made it feel like my home. You made it feel like home. And all the goodbyes that caught in my throat, all the songs sung in a sorrowful note, the pain of the leaving, the grieving to go, were worth it to hear your hello. And I'll sing for the laughter and music, and I'll dance for the stars bright above, crying hey for the gladness of meeting, and the greater joy growing in love, the greater joy growing in love. And all the goodbyes that caught in my throat, all the songs sung in a sorrowful note, the pain of the leaving, the grieving to go, were worth it to hear your hello. Everyone, join me. And all the goodbyes that caught in my throat, all the songs sung in a sorrowful note, the pain of the leaving, the grieving to go, were worth it to hear your hello. Were worth it to hear your hello. Thank you.